order for chips, kukuchipo. So that one is an industry. Hotel is an industry. So after knowing the meaning of industry, then the other thing that we need to know is the types of industries. How many types of industries do we have in the community? To start with, we have processing industry. A processing industry is also called primary industry. Processing industry mainly deals with agricultural products. For example, we talk of sugar industry that deals with the raw material which is called sugarcane. Sugarcane becomes more useful when these things change into sugar, which we consume while we are preparing tea or any other sweet drinks. The second one is manufacturing industry, which is also called secondary industry. In the manufacturing industry, you can have, for example, the cement making. Then you also talk of glass making. Those one falls under manufacturing industry, which are also called secondary industry. Service industry may include hotel, banking, tourism, and so on. The fourth industry is the assembly industry. Assembly industry mainly deals with the imported goods, that is, they task to make a whole machine. Take, for example, a vehicle. You import the wheel, you also import the steering, the body, then you take these parts to make a complete car or a complete vehicle. So that is assembly industry. Several examples are there. So in the notes, you will copy them and you get the more examples that are highlighted in the notes. Then, you know, as always in social studies, we don't cram everything. But what we do, we use the criteria of answering the questions. The first one, the best criteria that we have been talking of is the elimination method. How does it work? So you should know the key points in a given area. Or you also know of the terminologies that are being used. When you are asked that which one of the following industry is the most widespread industry in Africa or in Kenya, that one you will be talking of processing industry, which mainly deals with the agricultural product. It is also the main industry that is found in the rural areas. Why do we say it is the main industry found in rural areas? This is because in urban centers, we don't have the lands, we don't have where we can grow crops. So these crops are mainly grown in the rural areas. So therefore, processing industry are mainly found in rural areas. You can also be asked that which of the following industries mainly depends on imported goods. That one, my students, you will talk of the assembly industry. They mainly import goods from other countries so that they can assemble them to make a complete machine. You should take note of that. Then if you have your social book, textbook that is, when you turn to page 128, you should be doing that. Some are not turning to page 128. Our lives today. In page 128, We have factors influencing location of industries. That one means which of the things that you must consider before you locate a given industry in a particular area. The one that you should know first is the availability of raw materials. That is the main. So even in your textbook, you can note it somewhere there that that is the main factor to be considered when locating industries. But in the synthesized notes that had been sent to the group, it is highlighted there. So you get it. Then another one is the availability of ready market. Availability of ready market. Of course, all these goods that are being produced, they need to be sold. And they are not sold in the farms, they are sold in the market. And you know market you cannot say it's just a place, but market anywhere that you can sell your good, that is called a market. So we have some of the industries that mainly requires availability of ready market. Most of them are these industries that deals with the goods that go bad very fast. Goods that go bad very fast, like bakery industry. The bakery industry is the one that deals with the production of bread. You talk of cakes, mandazi. These things, they go bad very fast. So in that case, bakery industry, the main factor to be considered is availability of ready market. Then you can also talk of milk industry, poultry, furniture. Those are industries that mainly depends on availability of ready market. The third factor is water, availability of water. I may not be going according to the numbers listed in the textbook, but I hope if your textbook, you are able to see, they are there. So availability of water. This one mainly deals with you talk of the Webuye paper industry. It was mainly located due to availability of water. So under availability of water, you'll include paper industry. Webuye industry is an industry that is producing papers. So therefore, if you are asked which one of the following was the main reason why Webuye paper industry was located to its current location, that was availability of water from River Nzoia. So that one you should know. Of course, we also have availability of power, that is electricity. 99% of these industries require electricity. So electricity should be there for the industry to carry out its activity. Another factor we cannot forget about capital, that is money. So if you don't have enough money, my friend, I tell you, you cannot run or manage an industry of a higher level. So we should have capital, that is money. The money to buy the raw materials, the money to transport, and the money to pay your workers and do so many things in the industry. You need money. Availability of labor. When you talk of labor, you are talking of the workers. You cannot do it yourself. Will you be using machines? Will you be using the manpower? Of which you know you must pay for them. So therefore, there must be availability of labor. The land. You are not going to create your industry on air. You require land where you can even build some structures, offices, and so on. So therefore, there must be availability of land for the construction of so many things in the industry. Availability of transport. That is good road network. The road connecting your industry to the market, and again connecting the industry to the farm where you are getting the raw materials. The road should be passable. Then when you leave that, that was about those industries, that is the processing, the manufacturing, the service and the assembly industry. And before I forget, there is a common question that they used to ask in exams, that is, which one of the following is the main reason or the main factor that influenced the location of oil refinery in Mombasa? That is Changamwe in Mombasa. Yeah. You need to talk about availability of raw materials. Why? In Kenya, we import the crude oil. The crude oil is taken to Changamwe in Mombasa, where it is refined to get the products, that is the petrol, paraffin, kerosene, tar, all those. And the first place where they reach is Mombasa, because that is where we have this main seaport that we have in Kenya. So there is no any way they could now build the oil refinery in Nairobi, considering the transportation cost from Mombasa to Nairobi. So if it lands in Mombasa, then that is where the industry was located, so that to cut the cost of transport. That one also explains, if you are asked, the main reason why most industries are located near raw materials. Most industries are located near in order to reduce the transportation cost, so that the industry is next to the raw materials. You don't use a lot of money to transport the raw materials to the industry. That is that. Allow me go to what we call the Juakali industry. So Juakali industry, I said, it's also known as cottage industry. Those who are working on open airspace. If you see Mama Mboga out there, that is Juakali industry. Those who are making the metal boxes, that is Juakali industry. So we need to, after knowing the meaning of Juakali industry, we go to the reasons why Juakali industry was created. And there, students, you've seen since maybe class 6, 7, you are being asked that which of the following is the main reason for establishing Juakali industry? Or which of the following is the main reason why the government is encouraging Juakali industry? You know, by that I'm trying to look at all the corners where this question can be set from and all the terms that can be used. Even if you see they're asking that which of the following is the main reason why the government is encouraging Juakali industry, or the main reason why Juakali industry was established, there you talk of to help or for self-reliance or to create self-employment. To create self-employment. That is the first one. Reasons for establishing Juakali industry. 2, to help the school live out. Those people who do not go to secondary or they don't join university or higher level of education to get employment. Somebody may leave school in class 8 or form 4, but that I'm not encouraging you not to do KCP so that you leave school. But for any other given reason, you may leave school because you don't have fee or whatever, but you are talented in a given area. You can be a very good carpenter, you can be a tailor, you can be a very good business person. So the reason there is to help those who dropped out from school to get employment. get means of available resources in the society. The ones that are going into waste, they can be used. You see, we have you can see people, so you will be seeing the street families, the chokoras, taking the scrap metals, the nails. Where are they taking them to? They are going to sell them, and then those people are going to use them to make other things, like the metal boxes. We use the scrap metals. So making sure that there is maximum use of the available resources in the society, and also to make the environment clean. Benefits of Juakali industry. Benefits of Juakali industry. How does it help? First is creation of employment. Of course, they will employ other people. The owner of the Juakali industry will have self-employment. That is the best of the main benefit of Juakali industry. So Juakali industry also helps to provide goods that can be affordable. That is, you get them with the little amount of money that you have. That's the second benefit of Juakali, producing goods that are affordable. That is, you can use the little amount of money you have to purchase their goods. Juakali industry also, as we say that industries requires space or land, Juakali industry does not require a lot of space. So it requires a small piece of land. So that is a benefit because the remaining space can be used in doing some other things. So that is the third importance or benefit. The fourth one is that they help in development of skills and talents that you have. When somebody is talented in mechanics, that one will help you. When you are talented in making maybe desks, tables, chairs, the furniture, then your talent will be built from there and you'll be earning a living. Juakali industry also helps to reduce rural-urban migration. You remember the main reason when we are talking about rural-urban migration, we said the main reason for rural-urban migration is to get employment. So when these Juakali industries are located in rural areas, then people will not move from rural areas to the urban centers. So the employment is provided in the rural areas. There is no need to go to the urban centers. As you know that in urban centers, living standard is high, everything you pay for. So you better be in the rural areas. If you can get employment, then you stick there. And that is also what the government is trying to do. So those are the benefits of Juakali industries. Others you'll get in the synthesized notes that are ready with you. Problems experienced by Juakali industry. One and the main, the first one and the main, that is lack of enough capital. Lack of enough capital. I had said earlier that enough capital is the amount of money you use to start a Juakali industry or to develop it. So lack of enough capital is the main problem facing Juakali industry. There's also competition. You remember there are some goods that are being imported from other countries, or most of the developed countries. So most of us do go for those things that are imported than the ones that are locally made. We tend to degrade ours, but we go for the goods that have been produced by other countries. So there's a competition. They are facing a stiff competition from the imported products. Then lack of skilled labor. Lack of skilled labor. You know, when you talk of skilled labor, we have the unskilled and the skilled. Skilled are the people who have been trained to do something. Unskilled are the people who have not been trained to do a given task. So hapo ni kubahatisha. So most of the workers are not trained. So therefore, they are experiencing a problem of unskilled labor in the Juakali industry. Then another point is shortage of raw materials. As you know, the Juakali industries, there are many, and therefore they are competing for the available resources in the area or in our locality. Therefore, there's a problem of raw materials. They are not enough to contain all the Juakali industries that are found in our country. So people are competing for that. Those are the problem experienced by the Juakali industry. Or there is also another one, that is the high taxes that are imposed to them by the government. As you know, the government increased taxes, so the Juakali industries are also undergoing that problem. They pay a lot of tax as compared to the income. The income is whatever they get as a profit. So if the income is low and the government is requiring them to pay a lot of tax, then that is a problem on their side. Environmental pollution. You find that these local industries, they also, although they do good work, they help the consumers, but they also pollute the environment. They work. You can go to garages, you can go to where Mamboga was cutting the vegetables. If those things are not picked or the area is not swept, then the environment will look dirty. There are certain things that they also produce that will maybe pollute the air. Also pollute the air. Those are problems experienced in Juakali industry. Then contributions of industries to the economy of Kenya. How does industries contribute to the economy in the country? Now, as we said, you know, the backbone of the Africa's economy or Kenya's economy is agriculture. And agriculture, we said, agriculture falls under processing industry. So if it is not well managed, then it means the country will be going down in terms of economy. Earning of foreign exchange. The goods that are produced in the industries will be sold to will be exported to other countries. Talk of tea, coffee. When we export, then we get money from those industries, those countries. The money that we get from the other countries is what we refer to foreign exchange. We give them the coffee, they give us money. That is earning of foreign exchange. That is a contribution. Name them. Those ones are fully used in the country. Industries also leads to development of infrastructure. When you people talk of infrastructure, we are referring to transport and communication network in the area. So when you talk of transport, where an industry, the roads will be improved. Development of urban centers. The urban centers, most of them developed due to industries that are located there. Talk of Thika. You look at Thika town, there are a lot of industries. Even in Nairobi, we have a lot of industries. This one leads to development of those towns. Improved living standard. Those who are employed in these industries, they get money, that is the income. Then their lifestyle will change, just depending on the amount of money that they get. If you don't get money, your living standard will be low. If you're getting high amount of money as your salary, then your living standard will be at a little bit better than compared to that person who is earning low amount of money. So there's an improved living standard to the employees. So it also improves international relations. When you talk of international relations, that is, how do we relate to other countries? How do we relate with the Uganda, Tanzania, America, and any other country? When we trade together, we give them, they give us, then we become friends. That is now development of international relations, the way we relate to other countries. So, maybe my good students, our first session is almost. Now from the studio, I would like to hear if there is any student that has any question to ask, depending on the first session that we have conducted, and then I give directive on how we are going to handle the second session. Back to the studio. Yes, sir.
Okay, students, we are waiting for your questions. If you have any question to ask, raise up your hand. I'll activate your microphone. Yes, Masood.
The teacher said the Juakali industry pollute the air, and at the same time he said the Juakali industry they use the local material. So if you are using the local materials, how does it pollute the air? Hence they are not using the machines which other industry are using.
Okay, thank you, Masood. The questions that we should be asking now, we said that the next lesson that we'll have questions according to whatever we've learned. But now it was only questions on clarification on what should be done, maybe on the notes which I said and any other thing, but on the explanation will be held on Friday. Explanation to all these points that I explained. I think I'm clear.
Yes, yes.
Thank you.